everyone, and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage for this very special Christmas Eve episode.
Jingle bells, jingle bell, jingle bell.
No.
Okay.
Get that music, that Christmas music garbage out of here. Because we're talking about a movie that has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas.
Hooray!
But
just the way I like it.
But it is quite the treat.
Oh, yes. Okay, so today we watched Johnny Corncob, a 1973 Hungarian animated film.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've had a film from Hungary, and oh my god, wow!
This was amazing!
This was awesome! Holy crap! This is like quickly turned into probably one of my favorite movies we found thanks to Animation Pilgrimage.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Full stop. Everything we've watched, this is one of my favorite films now.
Yeah. Holy cow. Okay, so let's go into the plot a little bit right away.
Okay, so this is the story of Johnny Corncob, as he calls himself. He's a sheep herder, and he herds sheep. But, you know, he easily gets distracted by horniness, and a local girl by the name of Iluska, who is an orphan gal, and he's like, hey, let's spend the day kissing, wink, 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 instead of doing our work. There is an evil stepmother for Iluska, who, of course, is evil and makes her do all the chores and stuff, and is like, how dare you do this thing?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you know what? I don't care. Get out of here, you horrible old lady. Her design is amazing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we need to stop already. Look at this movie.
Okay, so this is like Yellow Submarine, but good.
Yes.
And, oh my god, it's like the art style is so cool, and the character designs. Oh my god, I love. Okay, the stepmother's design as like this fusion of like a witch and a crow, and she's got like a cat that sits on her butt and stuff. Oh my god, it's so cool.
Oh, and I mean, Johnny Corncob himself looks great.
Yeah, he's got like
billowing white clothes.
Yeah,
like this coat.
Oh
this
my
coat is
god.
Amazing.
Joseph wishes he had a coat that looked as cool as this.
Anyways, believe me, we'll be coming back to the animation and art direction of this film. But anyways, so because he spent all day lovemaking, Johnny loses all of his sheep. They float away as ethereal clouds, which I think is just kind of like a very illustrative way of saying he lost all the sheep.
Yeah, I mean, this film does seem to take not only a few cues from Yellow Submarine in like visual style, but also in like...
It's almost like a dream state half the time.
Yeah, which might have some of you guys going, really? Shannon, you liked this? I love symbolism. I just hate it when it's nonsense.
Yeah, like all of the symbolism used here and like it means something. It's not just, all random. Haha.
I mean, and you can make a case for a lot of that, like, nonsense stuff to have symbolism in some way, but, like, it feels like such a, like, you really gotta reach for it. Whereas with this is like,
no,
the
it's very
sheep
direct.
Turn into clouds, they've evaporated, they're gone. Like, that is direct symbolism. I get it, you know?
Yes.
Anyway.
It works very well. So, he loses all the sheep, and of course, he's just the sheep herder. He's not the actual owner of the sheep. The actual owner of the sheep gets real mad, and he gets chased out of town, and if he ever comes back, he will be hung.
Yes.
He's on death's row, of course. So, he has to leave the town forever. He tells Iluska goodbye. They're both very, very sad, because they both love each other very much.
They're soulmates, man!
So he goes out in the middle of the night. He finds a dilapidated house that has some robbers in it, a band of thieves. And he decides he's going to join up with them because he's got nothing else to do with his life. Well, after they all get drunk and fall asleep, Johnny's like, I could just take all this money. And I could go back and I could build an amazing large house for me and Iluska. But then he's like, no, I am a good person, even though I'm a bad person and lost all the sheep. I'm a good person at heart, and I don't feel right doing this off of blood money.
Right.
So instead, he flips the table over, sets all the thieves on fire, and continues on his merry way.
Oh my god, the way the fire turns into roosters.
Oh, yes.
That's so, like, I'm gonna say this over and over again, but that's so cool! Everything about this movie is so cool!
It's so good. So he continues on his merry way, and the next place that he goes is he runs into the Hungarian army. And he's like, hey, let me join up with you. I've got nothing better to do. And they're like, can you ride a horse? And he's like, sure.
I herded sheep all my life, but I'm sure this horse thing isn't too hard to figure out.
I've got Hussar blood in my veins or something. So he eventually gets in the army. And the army's like, hey, we're on the way to go to France because they're under attack from... who is attacking France?
The Turks.
Was it the Turks?
I want to say it's the Turks. Sorry if I'm incorrect here. I'm going off of what my memory is telling me as of this moment. I might think I'm an idiot later, but I think it's the Turks.
I've put on screen who it actually was.
Or the Mongols?
No, it's not the Mongols.
That's later?
That's that's different.
Okay.
I think you're correct about the Turks.
Okay.
Either way, so they go to help France. And I'm just going to preface this right now by saying, I don't know, like, I know I'm not perfect at geography by any sense of the means, but to get from Hungary to France, I don't think you go through India and Mongolia.
Yeah. Which they do.
They do. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I mean, they also go through Spain, which makes more sense, but you actually get to France before you get to Spain.
Yeah.
By land.
Yeah. They went the long way around, obviously.
Obviously.
Yet again, though, I want to say, like, the animation for the horses and the army marching.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god!
So they go on a grand adventure all across the world, and as they go, Johnny just continues to show his prowess and like keeps ranking up and ranking up and ranking up.
Yeah, there's this awesome song that plays, and like every time the song comes back in, he's moved up a rank. So he starts out as like
just a general guy, and
yeah, like captain, and then like lieutenant, and I don't know how the ranks go, but
he just keeps going up and up and
going up.
So eventually, they make it to France, and they help the King of France and drive out.
Also, a great character design.
Oh my
like,
God,
just
I love
the
this man.
Epitome of bourgeoisie French monarch.
She's like, oh, I hate this guy. I love him. He's just got like cherubs. Like flying a crown above his head?
Yeah, holding a crown above his head, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so funny.
They work and they drive out the evil forces, who I can't remember who they are, but again, I've put it on screen.
Yeah.
Johnny specifically saves the princess, and the king is like, thank you so much. I will give you her hand in marriage. And Johnny's like, I can't.
Yeah. My love is back in Hungary. I cannot.
So the king is moved by his story and gives him a giant sack of gold and says, here, go be happy, get your girl, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Johnny takes the shortcut home by riding a boat. All right, cool. I mean, that actually would be shorter than going over land, especially the roundabout way they went. Either way, he gets back to his town and Ilushka has died.
She's dead.
She's dead.
Her stepmother worked her to death.
And Johnny is heartbroken. And you'd think this would be the end of the story.
Oh, no.
No.
Which I was horrified that this was going to be the end, because I was like, please don't let this be over. I'm loving this so much.
Well, good news. We're only like 45 to an hour into this movie.
There's still quite a bit more to go. Thank goodness.
We still have about the other half of
Yeah.
this movie to go. Because Johnny is diving into the underworld or past death, and he is going to find his love no matter what.
Uh-huh.
And he does so by absorbing the power of their representative flower of love or something.
Well, he plucks a flower from her grave, essentially.
And it like envelops him in fire, and he looks so cool.
Yeah.
So this whole time, the evil stepmother has kind of shown up every now and again as the moon and is like laughing at the horrible things that happens to Johnny Corncob.
Uh-huh.
And like now she's sending like all the spirits of the dead after him, and like they just can't do anything to him.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care. I will say that Johnny is like unnaturally strong and like
Oh, of course.
he's got like
very
generic
much
hero.
folklore.
Yeah, folklore.
Like, folklore
Yeah.
hero man.
So like whenever he
written all
runs
over
into opposition, he trounces it immediately. But like
Yeah.
he's actually an enjoyable character, so I don't even care.
Well, and everything going on around him is so much fun to watch. Like, you're rooting for Johnny because, like, you're just rooting for the hero, you know? It's
Yeah.
not about, like, his own personal character growth. That's not what the movie's about.
Indeed. So, the first trouble he runs into in the afterlife realm is he runs into a bunch of giants who look like mountains. And this is a cool confrontation. And they're like, you will only pass if you eat a boulder. And he's like, cool, can you just like chip off a little bit for me? He's like, here, start with this. And he's like, cool, I'm going to throw it in your face.
Whoopee!
And he breaks and kills the king of the giants. And all the other giants are scared and terrified. Like, all right, you're our king now. And he's like, cool, you stay here.
I'll call on you if I need you.
I'll call on you if I need you. And they're like, here, take this little whistle. That'll do it. So he goes on, and he finds the lair of Satan? The devil?
Okay, so here's where I'm going to stop you, because I do know a little bit more context, because I looked at what the original poem that this is based on.
Yes, because it's based on a Hungarian tale already.
Yes. So this movie was made as a 150 anniversary celebration of the author who wrote this poem, who was also a Hungarian citizen. It's like a very, very classic, special poem of that country.
Okay.
And this, and I said the government commissioned this movie, right?
You didn't say that, but okay.
Okay, yeah, the government commissioned this movie as a celebration to that poet. And yeah, this was a poem, very obviously like an epic kind of poem. And the whole point of this sequence, after Johnny gets back home, finds out his lover is dead, and then goes on these other adventures, he's looking for danger so that he will hopefully die.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, so...
So he's not actually in the underworld. He's just trying to die.
Yeah, he is trying to look for the most danger of dangers so that it will hopefully kill him and he will die so he will be reunited with his love.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is him here in, like, actual hell?
So, it's not hell, it's like a like ring of evil like witches and like evil spirits and stuff
okay.
like that.
Well, he beats them all up through
Yes.
the use of flaming club. He does it, and he releases their pot of stolen souls and stuff. Ilushka's still not here, so he journeys on. Actually, he blacks out and wakes up in the ocean, and he just tries to swim to death, but he just doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't survive. Or he survives every time, just gets washed back up again.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, I got it. I'm going to call the giants to me.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to have one of the giants walk me across the ocean. And so he does it, and this giant, when he walks into the ocean,
looks so cool!
looks so cool. He looks like a pair of, like, typhoons or something.
Yeah.
It's so good. And they walk, and they walk, and they walk, and they walk to the edge of the earth, where they find fairyland.
Yep.
And Johnny's like, put me down there, and the dude's like, you do know they're protected by like a super powerful something or other, and you'll die. And he's like, I don't care.
Yep.
So
literally, that is my goal.
So he gets down, and the thing that he finds protecting Fairyland is a worm.
Oh, yet again, it's so cool!
A great fiery salamander.
Uh-huh.
Yonder things that inspired people to think of dragons as a whole.
Uh-huh.
Like, this is pre-dragon type mythology.
Oh, it like wraps around him and then it like sprouts legs.
And it turns into the actual creature. It's so cool. It eats him, but Johnny is like, okay, I'll just grab its heart and stop it from beating. And he kills it by giving it a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then he's in Fairyland, and the fairies are like, hey, how's it going? We look amazing. Would you like to also be amazing? And they give him an apple, and he's like, I probably shouldn't eat this apple, but whatever. He eats it, and it turns him into a fairy, but he's the fairy king. Mm-hmm. And they lead him farther in, and farther in, and farther in. And there, at the edges of the entire earth, he finds his queen, Ilushka, queen of Fairyland. And they're reunited and live forever as king and queen of the fairies.
Yay! Oh, I love it. Oh, this movie is so good. In the poem, it's more so specified as Johnny comes up to a pool in the land of the fairies, and he sees it and he realizes that like there's nothing that he can do that is like strong enough to beat him. So he's going to drown himself in the pool.
Okay.
But before he does that, he throws the rose of Aluska in there and then finds out that it's like the spring of life. And so the rose turns into her and then he becomes king of the fairies and she becomes queen of the fairies.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed this film.
So did I. I highly recommend it because, like, oh my god, the animation's so cool.
The art direction and animation, and like, it's so much fun. It is entrancing to watch this film.
Yeah, and this is Hungary's first animated film, and like overall, it's astounding. This is their first full-length feature film. Like, that's astonishing. What's really cool to see, though, is that you can tell they're getting better as the film goes on.
Yeah.
Like,
near the beginning, there's some rough... Like, there's definitely rough passages of animation, but, like, it keeps getting better and better.
The style of it is what really, like, catches you. And, like, the animation's rough, but, like, you can forgive it because, like, the style and everything is so entrancing.
Oh, yes.
But, like, yeah, as it continues, like, it just gets crazier and the animation gets better and the style and character design gets more inventive and, like, you can just see them keep going and pushing it and pushing it. It's so cool.
Oh, and like you were mentioning earlier, the music is also astounding.
Yeah.
It just fits so well, and it just draws the whole movie together.
Really want to thank Redway 2 again for getting us this film. We had to go back and forth quite a bit to get
the actual film to us.
Yeah.
Because, like, they tried to get it to us, but then it didn't work, and then they tried a different way, and it didn't work, and they tried a different way, and finally, it didn't work. But finally, they got it to us, and I want to thank you so much for actually persevering and getting this movie to us. I thank you so much.
There's actually 2 translated versions of this film.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking to Redway 2 about it, and they said that the one that they gave us is a very literal translation of it.
Oh, yeah, I remember them saying that in the emails as well.
Yeah, whereas there's another one that's a more, like, trying to translate the actual poetry of it.
Okay, so it's a lot more flowery in language and just kind of like what a good English translation of it would be.
Yeah.
I think I prefer this one.
Same, because I think we're kind of dumb. and we prefer, like if we're trying to watch the visuals.
Translations, yeah.
If we're trying to watch the visuals and read subtitles, I don't want to be trying to parse out what the subtitles are telling me and miss out what's going on screen.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, this was awesome. This was so cool.
So I don't know if anyone will be able to find it themselves, but if you can, treat yourself this holiday season and watch it.
Yeah. It's really stunning.
Oh,
and
man.
I've got good news for you.
What? They do more?
They do more.
Yes!
They do more, and I've already seen, like...
Some images?
Yes. And oh my god, it just gets better from here.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I will say, small, tiny downer, I don't think the representation of the people attacking France or the Mongols are done in a very, good...
Tasteful way. Yeah.
But for, like, the theming of the movie, it's done very well.
I mean, yet again, it is a film that was commissioned by the government. It's got their own army being represented in it, where,
as the best guys ever.
As the best guys, best, strongest, bravest soldiers ever.
So other countries are just kind of represented poorly on purpose.
So you gotta take all that with a little bit of a grain of salt, you know? But this was a beautiful film with a lovely story and just gorgeous, inventive, creative animation.
Oh,
so cool.
Good.
Anyway, I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah. So from here, we get to go to the finale of a trilogy of movies.
Yep.
From good old Osamu Tezuka is giving us his third and final Japanese adult erotica film. Mm-hmm. Which is said to be the best one, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Belladonna of Sadness.
See you guys then.